Have you ever sat down at a family dinner, smiling over a fresh plate of fish, thinking, this must be healthy, right? I know I have. Growing up, fish was a symbol of good health at our house, grilled, broiled, or baked with a little lemon and herbs. My father believed fish was the secret to staying strong and sharp, and for the most part he was right. Fish is packed with lean protein and those heart-boosting, brain-protecting omega-3s. But here's what most people don't realize, especially as we age past 70. Not all fish are safe. Some popular choices can quietly damage memory, strain the heart, and even weaken the immune system without warning. Today we'll uncover the 6 fish that older adults should never eat. And more importantly, I'll show you better, safer alternatives you can enjoy without sacrificing flavor or joy. If you care about your health or the health of someone you love, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people who deserve to stay strong, live longer, and feel their best every day. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Farmed salmon, especially from Chile and Southeast Asia. I still remember visiting my Aunt Mildred on Sunday afternoons. Her kitchen always smelled like fresh-baked salmon. She would proudly serve these beautiful bright pink fillets, grilled to perfection, seasoned lightly with lemon and dill. Everyone at the table smiled, believing we were eating something truly healthy, something that would keep us sharp, strong, and vibrant well into our later years. After all, salmon has always been praised for its heart-healthy omega-3s and lean protein. But what if that gorgeous salmon sitting on our plates wasn't as pure as we thought? What if, without knowing, Aunt Mildred was serving up something that could quietly inflame her joints, burden her heart, and weaken her immune system? Here's the truth that's hard to hear but necessary to know. Not all salmon is created equal. Farmed salmon, especially those raised in countries like Chile and parts of Southeast Asia, often come from crowded underwater pens where thousands of fish are packed together in tight, stressful conditions. To survive, they are fed a diet of low-quality pellets, often laced with antibiotics. Worse, they are exposed to toxic industrial chemicals like PCBs and dioxins, both linked to cancer, hormonal disruption, and chronic inflammation. To make their flesh look appealing, artificial colorants are added because without them, the meat would be a dull, unhealthy gray. For seniors, these hidden dangers are even more serious. As our bodies age, our natural defenses weaken, our immune systems become slower to react, our ability to fight off inflammation decreases, and small amounts of toxins, over time, accumulate in our tissues, silently setting the stage for arthritis, flare-ups, heart disease, memory decline, and immune exhaustion. This isn't just theory, it's happening in kitchens and restaurants across America every day. It's easy to confuse farmed salmon with the wild variety because at a glance, they seem similar. But there's a world of difference. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon roam the pristine, icy waters of the North Pacific. They feed on natural diets, not processed pellets. They grow at nature's pace, not forced into fast, unhealthy growth cycles. As a result, they're lower in contaminants, richer in natural omega-3s, and far safer for aging bodies. The good news is you don't have to give up the flavors you love. You don't have to stop grilling salmon on a sunny afternoon or sharing that cherished meal with your grandchildren. You just need to be a little wiser about your choices. Look for labels that say, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Ask your grocer where the fish comes from. Make that small switch, and you protect not only your joints and your heart, but your future days filled with energy, clarity, and strength. And now, as we leave Aunt Mildred's table behind, it's time to uncover another fish that's even sneakier in its dangers, one that's hiding under a simple, familiar name on your favorite restaurant menus. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment with number 1 below if this surprised you or if you've checked your freezer lately. Let's keep learning together. Number 2. Imported catfish. When I think about the old weekends back in my hometown, I can almost smell the crispy fried catfish sizzling on the stove. Saturday evenings were special. Families gathered under wide oak trees, children laughing in the background, and the comforting aroma of golden catfish filling the air. For so many of us, especially in the South, fried catfish is more than food. It's a piece of home, a thread of tradition woven through generations. But what if the catfish we trust so deeply, the dish tied to our fondest memories, was quietly putting our health at risk without us ever realizing it? It sounds unthinkable, but it's happening more often than you might expect. Imported catfish, particularly those from certain parts of Asia, are often farmed in overcrowded ponds with questionable water quality. To keep diseases at bay in these poor conditions, fish are heavily treated with antibiotics, including types that have been banned in the United States. Unfortunately, these antibiotics can remain in the flesh long after harvesting, and when consumed, they expose older adults to drug-resistant bacteria, the kind that our slower, aging immune systems struggle to fight. For seniors, the danger is real and close. Infections that might cause a mild stomachache in a younger person can trigger severe illness, prolonged hospital stays, or even life-threatening complications in someone over 70. The real heartbreak is that most people don't even realize they're making a risky choice. To the eye, imported catfish looks the same as domestic catfish. It's breaded, fried, and seasoned, just like we've always enjoyed. Yet inside, it can carry a hidden hazard that's invisible to smell, taste, or touch. Thankfully, you don't have to give up your beloved catfish traditions. There's a better, safer way. Choose US-farmed catfish instead. Catfish raised in the United States are subject to strict farming regulations, cleaner water, higher quality feed, and limited use of antibiotics. Plus, ensuring the fish is fully cooked, not just browned on the outside, adds an extra layer of protection, especially for seniors who may already face digestive or immune system challenges. Every meal is a chance to make a small, powerful choice. A simple question at the seafood counter, is this US farmed, can mean the difference between risking your health and reinforcing it. And that's how we honor both our traditions and our futures. As we finish this plate of memories, it's time to move on to another seafood favorite. One that's sleek, sophisticated, but hiding dangers in every bite. Drop a comment with number 2 if you've ever enjoyed a catfish fry like the ones I grew up with. Let's keep building these conversations together. Number 3, bigeye tuna, AI tuna. There's something special about treating yourself to sushi night, isn't there? I still remember when my neighbor, Mr. Harris, invited a few of us over for a small celebration after his 75th birthday. There on the table were beautiful sushi platters, fresh, colorful, full of life. Right in the center was the star of the evening, slices of deep red bigeye tuna, gleaming under the lights, delicate and rich in flavor. We all smiled, thinking we were making a smart, healthy choice. After all, tuna is lean, full of protein, and light compared to heavier foods. But what if that very choice, so full of good intentions, was quietly setting the stage for bigger problems that could creep in silently and strike when our bodies are least ready? Bigeye tuna, or AI tuna as it's often called, might look like a symbol of health, but it's hiding risks few people talk about. Unlike smaller fish, bigeye tuna lives long and swims deep, placing it high on the food chain. This means it accumulates large amounts of mercury over its lifetime, far more than you'll find in other common seafood. Mercury is a heavy metal that doesn't cook out, and when it enters an aging body, it doesn't just leave quietly. It builds up, slowly attacking the nervous system, causing memory loss, tremors, fatigue, and even heart stress. For older adults whose bodies naturally process toxins more slowly, the danger compounds even faster. Adding to the risk, bigeye tuna is often eaten raw. That beautiful piece of sushi or seared tuna steak might look inviting, but raw fish carries a higher chance of bacterial infections, salmonella, listeria, and parasites that can hit aging immune systems hard. What once might have been a minor stomachache in our younger days could now turn into a dangerous, prolonged illness. It's easy to confuse types of tuna. You see tuna on a label and assume it's safe, but not all tuna is created equal. Bigeye and albacore tuna are high in mercury. Skipjack tuna, often found canned as light tuna, is a safer, smarter choice. Lower in mercury, easier to portion, and much gentler on aging organs. Canned light tuna gives you the taste and nutrition without the hidden risks. So next time you're at the seafood counter or ordering sushi, take a moment. Choose cooked options when possible. Choose lighter tuna. Choose the path that keeps your mind sharper, your body stronger, and your days brighter. And as we finish, savoring these lessons from Mr. Harris's table, it's time to explore another popular fish, one that sounds elegant but carries a hidden cost for seniors. If this opened your eyes, drop a comment with number 3 and share your experience or thoughts. Let's keep building better choices together. Number 4. Swordfish. I'll never forget the night my cousin Sarah came back from a family cruise, laughing about how she had splurged on a giant swordfish steak during a fancy dinner on the ship. She said it felt like a special reward, rich, hearty, luxurious. It's true, swordfish sounds impressive. It's the kind of fish that makes you feel like you're choosing something bold and smart at a nice restaurant. But what if that juicy, elegant steak was quietly carrying a burden you could not see? What if, hidden inside, it wasn't just protein and flavor, but something far more dangerous to an aging body? Swordfish, with its strong flavor and dense texture, is often seen as a prized choice. However, what many people don't realize is that swordfish are among the largest and longest living predators in the ocean. That means they spend years, sometimes decades, absorbing mercury from the water and from the smaller fish they eat. By the time a swordfish reaches your plate, it has accumulated a heavy load of mercury that can't be removed by cooking, grilling, or seasoning. Mercury doesn't vanish with heat. It stays. And when it enters the body, especially in adults over 70, it can quietly wreak havoc over time. For seniors, mercury exposure can be especially damaging. It can contribute to cognitive decline, memory lapses, shaking hands, loss of coordination, kidney strain, and even cardiovascular issues. These aren't dramatic overnight effects. They creep in slowly, disguised as just getting older, until one day you realize that small everyday tasks feel harder than they should. Sadly, many people make the mistake of believing that grilling swordfish somehow makes it safer. It doesn't. Mercury is baked right into the flesh and doesn't cook out. The good news is, you don't have to give up enjoying seafood altogether. There are safer, equally satisfying choices that protect your mind, your body, and your independence. Instead of swordfish, try rainbow trout or pollock. Both are mild, delicious, and packed with healthy omega-3s without the heavy metals lurking inside. They're affordable, easy to find, and easy to prepare, whether you're grilling, baking, or broiling for a simple Sunday meal. Each time you choose wisely, you give yourself the gift of stronger days, clearer thinking, and better mornings. All it takes is a little awareness and a small question at the market or restaurant. What other options do you have? Little changes like these, one meal at a time, build into a future that's stronger than you might believe. Now let's shift our attention to another fish, one that often sneaks onto menus under names like whitefish or catch of the day. If today's message about swordfish gave you something to think about, drop a comment with number 4 and share your thoughts or memories. Let's keep this journey going. Number 5. Tilefish, especially from the Gulf of Mexico. Last summer, I remember sitting across from my friend Eleanor at a small coastal diner. She smiled warmly as she ordered the catch of the day, a light, flaky white fish, grilled and seasoned with lemon butter. It looked innocent enough, and honestly, it smelled wonderful. Helena had spent her life believing that seafood, especially simple white fish, was one of the healthiest choices she could make. And who could blame her? After all, it's hard to think of a delicate golden fillet as anything but good for you. But what if that lovely plate held a secret? What if that harmless-looking fish was carrying something dangerous, something capable of slowly stealing strength, clarity, and even precious memories? Tilefish, particularly those caught in the Gulf of Mexico, often masquerade under generic names like whitefish or catch of the day on restaurant menus. It's one of the highest mercury-containing fish available, even surpassing king mackerel in toxicity. When consumed by older adults, mercury doesn't just pass through unnoticed. It embeds itself into tissues, especially the brain and kidneys, gradually impairing memory, slowing reflexes, affecting mood, and increasing the risk of dementia-like symptoms. To a casual diner like Eleanor, there's no obvious warning label, no difference in taste or texture, just a hidden threat quietly at work beneath the surface. It's an easy mistake to make. Most people wouldn't think to ask what kind of white fish is being served, yet this tiny detail can be the difference between nurturing health and unknowingly harming it. Not all white fish are the same. Safer, healthier options include cod and haddock, both mild, versatile, low in mercury and far kinder to an aging body. They offer the satisfying texture and clean taste we crave, without the heavy metals that can weigh down our minds and bodies over time. Choosing better fish doesn't mean giving up the simple joys of a seafood dinner. It simply means asking one more question when ordering, reading one more label at the grocery store, and taking one small but powerful step toward protecting the years ahead. Each smart choice builds resilience, clearer mornings, steadier steps, sharper memories. So the next time you see catch of the day on a menu, pause, ask. It's a simple habit that can make all the difference. And as we close the chapter on Eleanor's well-intentioned choice, it's time to look ahead to another fish. One that sounds strong and noble but hides dangers deep inside. If this message resonated with you, comment number 5 below and share your thoughts or experiences. Every shared story brings us closer to living smarter and stronger. Number 6. King mackerel. I can still picture my Uncle Joe standing by his backyard grill, apron tied loosely around his waist, flipping thick, juicy steaks of king mackerel over hot coals. Every Sunday after church, it was tradition. The smell would drift through the neighborhood, drawing cousins, neighbors, and old friends together. Uncle Joe believed that fish, especially mackerel, was the healthiest food he could serve, a gift of strength and vitality for the whole family. And for a long time we believed it too. But what if the very food he loved, the food he trusted to nourish us, was quietly working against him, and all of us who shared that meal? King mackerel is one of the worst offenders when it comes to mercury. Levels in fish. Unlike safer varieties, king mackerel absorbs a heavy concentration of mercury throughout its lifetime, and that mercury stays firmly lodged in its tissues. As we age, our bodies lose some ability to filter and detoxify harmful substances, allowing mercury to accumulate in our systems. In seniors, even moderate mercury exposure can silently trigger devastating effects: memory lapses, hand tremors, loss of coordination, and added stress on the heart and kidneys. Over time, the body bears the weight, but the signs are subtle, easy to mistake for simply getting older. Many people confuse king mackerel with Atlantic mackerel. It's an easy mistake, and unfortunately, a dangerous one. Atlantic mackerel is much safer. It's lower in mercury, higher in beneficial nutrients, and genuinely supports brain and heart health without the hidden risks. But unless you know how to ask specifically, you might be buying or eating king mackerel without realizing the danger. The wonderful part is, you don't have to sacrifice the rich, satisfying flavor you love to stay healthy. Safer, smarter choices, like wild-caught salmon or sardines, offer an abundance of heart-boosting omega-3s without loading your body with heavy metals. They're easy to prepare, delicious, and much gentler on an aging system, helping to support clearer thinking, steadier hands, and a stronger heart for the years ahead. Next time you're standing at the seafood counter or scanning a restaurant menu, take a moment, ask, be sure. That tiny decision in that moment can ripple forward into years of better health and brighter living. Because every meal, every single bite, is a new opportunity to protect your future and the futures of those you love. If Uncle Joe had known, I'm certain he would have made that small shift. And now that you know, the power is in your hands too. Drop a comment with number 6 if this story reminded you of someone you love or sparked a new thought about your own choices. Let's keep moving forward, one step at a time toward better days. Conclusion. Today, we uncovered 6 types of fish that older adults should avoid at all costs: farmed salmon, imported catfish, bigeye tuna, swordfish, tilefish, and king mackerel. Each one carries hidden dangers, from mercury overload to antibiotic-resistant bacteria, quietly threatening your memory, your heart, and your immune system. But the good news is, with a few simple changes, you can still enjoy the flavors you love while protecting your health for years to come. Choosing safer options like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, US-farmed catfish, canned light tuna, rainbow trout, cod, haddock, and sardines isn't about giving up tradition. It's about honoring your body, your story, and your future. Every meal is a new chance to build strength, clarity, and resilience, one smart decision at a time. If today's insight sparked something in you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe you have a memory about a favorite fish dish or a lesson you've learned along the way. Your story could inspire someone else who's ready to live stronger, smarter, and longer. Remember, your health is not behind you. It's within your reach every single day. Thank you for being here, and until next time, stay wise, stay healthy, and take care of yourself and those you love.